Hello and welcome to Casey's Take. My name's Casey Patrick. I know it's been a few weeks. I haven't had the opportunity to be on here, but thanks for coming back to the show. Well, just a little bit different this week. I'm gonna let y'all in on a little bit of news. We do have some new people here working with me. I've got a guy, Justin Kulik. He's behind the screen working with me right now. We're trying to get this podcast back going again. Like I said, it's been a few weeks since I've been gone, but here's the deal. Well, we're just going to get right on into it as per usual. So we're going to talk a little bit of Deshaun Watson. We're going to talk Braves trade deadline. We're going to talk the rest of the Major League Baseball trade deadline. And then, of course, we're going to end it with high school sports because that's what we do around here. So that's the intro. So y'all just hang out with us for a second, and then we're going to get right on into it. So let's go. First take. All right. Just really quickly, I know that you could probably turn on your television. You can watch just about whatever you want, and somebody's going to talk about Deshaun Watson, whether they're on his side or on somebody else's side or whatever. And I'm not here to talk about the morality of touching people when they don't want to be touched. I don't feel like that should be a conversation that needs to be had. I kind of thought all of us were adults and knew that that's not right. But apparently some people think they're above the law. And because Deshaun Watson made a $220 million contract or whatever you want to call it, he's going to be able to pay his way out of doing things that are illegal. So whatever, that's how our justice system works. But even worse than that is the NFL standards for issues. Josh Gordon with marijuana has served over 4 or 5 seasons worth of suspensions. There's a guy named Silas Reed who got suspended for an entire year because of marijuana. A plant kept him out of the NFL for an entire season. Deshaun Watson got suspended 6 games for at least 30 women that said that he assaulted them. And here's the thing, they settled out of court. As far as I'm concerned, that means that's a no contest, which doesn't mean you can say he's innocent until proven guilty. Sure, you're innocent until proven guilty, but if you plead no contest or you just decide to give them money outside of court, that kind of tells me, yeah, you know what, he probably did it. And I think he did. And then the NFL suspends him 6 games? 6 games. That's disgusting. That's disgusting, especially when Calvin Ridley is going to miss an entire season for gambling on his team while he was injured. He was gambling on his team to win while he was injured. He wasn't even playing. He's put $1,500 on the Falcons to win for the heck of it. He knew they're not going to win. He was the best player they got, and he didn't play. Who cares? It's him throwing away $1,500. And he got suspended an entire year for that. But Deshaun Watson just sexually assaulted at least 30 women. At least 30 women. And he got 6 games by the NFL, and now they're going to appeal that as well. The NFL is appealing that decision, which came from a judge, Sue Robinson, I believe was the name of the judge. That may be incorrect. Don't hold me to that one. But the whole thing is just messed up. There are a lot of other words I'd like to use, but like I've said before, this is a family show. I don't really understand why anybody with the NFL thinks they're doing anything even remotely right. And I don't know who came up with this idea, and it may have been one of the check marks on Twitter, so you'll have to give them credit. But somebody came up with a really great idea. They said, which I mean, of course, this is why the NFL doesn't do it. It's because it's a good idea. But Major League Baseball has a black and white policy for performance-enhancing drugs. The first time you get caught, you have a certain amount of games. Second time you get caught, I'm pretty sure you're out for the season. Third time you get caught, you're either out for 3 seasons or you're out forever. Pretty much black and white. Makes a lot of sense. There's no crap, no this, that, or the other. The NFL, they kind of just do whatever they want. When you're a multi-billion-dollar business, I guess that's how that works. Money allows you to do whatever you want. Like I said, Deshaun Watson just pleaded no contest, as far as that's what I considered in my head. He basically paid these women outside of court so they'd stop talking. Enough money will let you do whatever you want. We could keep talking about that all day long, but this is not a political show, and I'm not going to sit here and talk about Epstein and his island. Oops. But we're just going to go ahead and we're going to, let's see. How long am I supposed to talk about this? Till about 6 minutes? We're at 5 something. All right. I got out everything I wanted to say about Deshaun Watson, and I did it without cussing anybody. Um, I stayed a little bit hinged on that one. I didn't get too unhinged, but that is upsetting. That's ridiculous. That first of all, rich people can do whatever they want, pay people off, and say, "Yeah, oh well, be quiet." First of all, that's the issue. Second of all, the fact that they are legally allowed to do so is also an issue. Third of all, the Browns are idiots, and we should have known that they were going to find some way to screw up the quarterback position. The only quarterback that's got him to the playoffs since I can remember, sitting him down to Carolina, who's in a quarterback competition with 3 other guys. Yeah, either way, that is not my problem. But let's see. I think we're going to end it on the oh yeah, that's the end of the first take. But y'all know we got to do the promo read, and I've been practicing on it. Like I said, I've been out for about 2 weeks, so I've been practicing on my promo read because I knew I was going to come back. I still suck at it. I know how to read, but let's go ahead and get into it. Casey's Take is brought to you by DMA Orthopedics and Dr. Anthony Tropiano. Dr. Anthony Tropiano provides patients with prompt, effective treatment using the best technology available and in a manner that is compassionate and understanding of their needs. Dr. Tropiano is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon. Call 615-441-4522 today. That's 615-441-4522. And we're going to go to a break, and we'll be right back.
At Dixon Medical Associates, your health is our number one priority. With over 40 providers, our goal is to bring excellent, convenient, and comprehensive medical care to our community. Dixon Medical Associates, a destination for care.
Well, thank y'all for coming back with us. We're going to go ahead and get into the second take. The Braves. I don't know if any of you actually read my opinion articles that I do. I put those in the paper every week because it's an easy way for me to kind of let off some steam, and I get to fill up a little bit of the newspaper. The only bad part is they have to put my ugly mug, my mugshot next to the actual article. So you probably think I have sense until, like if you read the article, you're like, oh yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. And then you look at my picture and you're thinking, oh, he's an idiot. But I talked about this, the Braves trade deadline. I heard an awful lot of people that wanted Carlos Rodon and Jock Peterson. And I was just scared to death that was going to take a lot of prospects. And the other one was Ohtani. And I saw people throwing around names like Spencer Strider, who, by the way, struck out 13 in over 6 innings the other day. Allowed 1 run to the Phillies. Braves beat them 13-1. Ohtani's great. Don't get me wrong, but Strider's nasty. And the trade packages I saw for Strider were, heck, I don't know. The trade packages for Ohtani had Strider, Michael Harris. I want to say Drew Waters was in some of those trade packages. Oh, man. Who else was in there? Just the rest of the farm system that the Braves apparently don't have anymore. But that's just wild to me to offer both Michael Harris and Spencer Strider for one player in particular. Both of those guys have been insane since they've started playing. Michael Harris is a top of the order bat. He's going to steal bases. I know he bats 9th for the Braves, but that's because everybody else is already in their spot in the lineup. But Harris OPS is over 800. I'm pretty sure last time I checked, he's almost hitting 300. He's got some home runs. He's got some doubles. I think he's got a few triples, stolen bases. He's played Gold Glove center field so far this year. Spencer Strider leads the National League and maybe all of Major League Baseball in strikeouts per 9 innings. The kid is nasty. He's got like a 2.79 ERA. He looks like Huckleberry or whatever from Tombstone, or not Tombstone. Yeah, from Tombstone. He looks That's what he looks like. He's got the mustache, and hey, he rocks it out too. I mean, that's the way he does things, which is cool. I couldn't care less what anybody else does with their facial hair, but the mustache does give him a weird look. But those 100 mile an hour, I just couldn't imagine giving up Strider. I just couldn't imagine giving up Strider for one person. Strider and Harris and Waters and Mueller and Davidson and all these other guys on the Braves roster that can help them win baseball games. But especially Strider and Harris, those two together, I don't think they equal Ohtani by themselves. I don't think Ohtani equals them. Ohtani's might be the best baseball player on the planet, but here's the thing: he can either hit or pitch, and both of those players are under contractual control for at least the next 5 seasons. Excuse me, they're under control for at least the next 5 seasons. Ohtani is under control for the next season and a half, maybe 2.5 seasons, at a lot more money. He's had injury issues, just one injury. I don't want to overstate that. But man, I talked about this in my article. I said, I don't know if the Braves need to do all this crazy stuff y'all are talking about. They got a good roster, and they do have a good roster. And they added a little bit to it. I think they traded a few smaller meddling prospects. Got Raisel Iglesias from the Angels. Who else? The Robbie Grossman trade was great. His first hit last night, he pounded one off that brick wall in front of the chop house out in right field. Robbie Grossman is also, he's like a cheat code on MLB The Show. I don't know if any of you play video games or care, but as most of you know, I'm a self-proclaimed nerd, and I do play video games, including MLB The Show. And Grossman's like a super cheap outfield option that hits really well in the game for no obvious reason. So hopefully that works in real life. Also, another trade. Odorizzi. Here's the thing about Odorizzi, and this is what I told everybody on Twitter. You could trade Will Smith for Odorizzi straight up, which is what they did. And then you could sit Odorizzi on the bench and never see him pitch a game at Truist Field for the rest of his career, and the Braves got better from this trade. Will Smith is a train wreck waiting to happen every time he steps on the field. I realize he pitched 12 innings last year in the playoffs and did not allow a run. I realize he was one of the biggest pieces and biggest reasons why the Braves won the World Series. I understand. He sucks this year. Trash. I think I could hit Will Smith. Am I arrogant? Yes. Have I played baseball in 10 years? No. Do I still think I can hit Will Smith? Yes. If he hangs an 82-mile-an-hour curveball or slider or whatever that crap is, it's batting practice. If he hangs one of those to me, I'm at least hitting it to second base. At least. Anyway, that's enough for the second take. Got to talk a little Braves there. Y'all, let's see. What was third take? Oh, the rest of the trades in the MLB. So let's get on into it. Juan Soto, of course, is the big one. Padres gave up, I think, 3 years worth of first-round picks and a few other big-time prospects for who is probably the best hitter in the game right now. I don't know if everybody agrees with me on that, but I think overall the ability to hit, Juan Soto is probably the best hitter in our game right now. I think he's hitting like 248 right now, which is low. It's obviously very low for Soto, but power numbers are high. He's still walking a lot. He plays a pretty serviceable defense out in right field. I tell you what, the Padres, they're nasty. They got a nasty lineup now. And somebody posted the projected or potential lineup when Tatis gets back and healthy. I'd love to see Tatis get to play healthy. I'd love to see that offense with Machado, Tatis, and Soto together. And don't forget, Jake Cronenworth is a hitting machine. He plays second base. Will Myers has always kind of been under the radar. I know at first when he came up, he had a lot of people had high hopes for him because he did have some pretty good power, and I like Will, good player, but ever since he never really hit that top tier status, he's always kind of flown under the radar, but he's still putting together pretty decent seasons. And here's the thing: if you have Soto and Machado and Tatis on your team, and they're all healthy, Will Myers doesn't need to hit 40 homers and bat 280. He can hit 265 and hit 25 homers. And if he's batting sixth in this lineup, that's pretty nasty. Austin Nola, one of my favorite catchers, more of a defensive guy. We know that. Trent Grisham, young center fielder, but he's nasty. Plays really great defense. His bat needs to get going. I think he's hitting 230s. That may be completely wrong. For some reason, I think he's hitting 230s. Some of the stats that come through my head are actually their stats on the video game that I play, so it may not be real at all. But the Padres did just get a lot better. The NL West in general is really good. The Giants aren't as strong as I think they wanted to be this year, especially after the run that they had last year. But here's the thing. If you take the Giants completely out, if you take the Giants out of their race, out in the NL West, then realistically you have seven teams competing for 6 spots in the National League. And for those of you that don't know, there's a new playoff format. There's going to be 6 teams in each league. It's going to take, of course, the top 3 division winners, and then the 3 next best records, like a wild card. Excuse me. Now, the first and second best record, they're going to get a bye, and then or the first and second best record out of the division winners will get a bye. The third division winner will play the last record in the wild card to get in, and then the other 2 wild card teams will play each other, best of 3 series, and then so on and so forth. It's pretty easy to understand, and if you don't understand what I just said after that, then I'm just going to go ahead and go to the next thing anyway. But with this new format, there's more teams getting in. 12 total sounds more like hockey to me. Hockey, you know how I feel about the hockey regular season. It's a lot of mumbo jumbo for like 80% of the teams to get in. That's an exaggeration for effect, but you understand what I'm saying. Hockey's just too much. But as far as this goes, I feel like baseball's kind of doing that too. Why would you have a 162 game regular season if you're going to let half the teams into the playoffs? But we're talking about the trade deadline. That's enough for that. Anyway, you're going to have 6 total teams you have 7 total teams vying for 6 spots. I think the Phillies are the odd man out. Mets probably win the division. One of the Brewers and Cardinals is going to win the West. And then I'm assuming, let's say the Brewers win not the West, the Brewers win the Central, the Cardinals, but the other one and the Phillies are going to have to fight for that 6th spot. Mets probably win the East. The Braves pretty good, but they're going to be a few games behind them if I had to guess. West, you're going to take Padres and Dodgers. Dodgers win the division. That's 7 teams vying for 6 spots. I think they did that so they could cut down on teams that are tanking, but can't stop them. But other trades going on. Of course, the Padres got Josh Bell as well. That's a pretty big trade to get Josh Bell too. I had to go back and look at his stats. His career OPS is about 80 points higher than Eric Hosmer's, and I didn't think it would be that much higher. But I still don't know if Josh Bell is that much of an upgrade over Hosmer. I know Hosmer's only got like 8 homers this year, and Bell's got like 17 or 19 or something like that. Bell's been much better this year. I just don't know if he's that much of an upgrade. If I'm the Padres, I would have rather kept Luke Voit in that deal and Eric Hosmer as opposed to trading for Josh Bell and having to give up those 2. But who cares? Not my decision, not my team, not my problem. I'm trying to think of the other trades that happened. I know they're Benintendi to the Yankees. Yankees also got Scott Efros. And if you don't know that name, you need to watch this kid pitch. He pitched for the Cubs, kind of a sidewinder type deal. Dude's nasty. I don't know if he has any clue what he's going to be doing out in Yankee Stadium. I mean, what I mean by that is the lights are going to be different. When you're playing in Wrigley for a fourth place Cubs team, which the Cubs, God knows, they've been in fourth place for 120 years, it feels like. But they were in fourth place, might be third place now. I don't know. But he's, he doesn't really have much to worry about. They're either up by 7 or down by 7. Nobody really cares. Everybody in the stands they're sitting there or reminiscing over Harry Carey. They're not really paying attention to the game. Not a lot going on. Now, when the Yankees have to play the Astros in the American League Division Series or whatever, and Efros has to take out the 3, 4, 5 hitters of the Houston Astros offense in a big-time situation in Yankee Stadium, is that going to be different for him? It'd be different for me. Of course, I'd love the opportunity. I only ever threw batting practice anyway, so I expect to give up some home runs. But I think that would still be a cool experience. But if you're going to trade for somebody like that, you kind of need them to be good. Hopefully he does well. Yankees have had a little bit of good luck with trading for Cubs relievers in the past, so maybe that'll go along with that. Red Sox, let's see. Red Sox wound up trading for Hosmer because he didn't want to go to Washington, and I don't blame him. Red Sox got Hosmer, and then they traded their catcher, Javier Vasquez or Christian Vasquez. Traded him off somewhere else. I don't know. There's a lot of trades that happened. Juan Soto was a big one. That's what I want to talk about. Padres are nasty. Let's see. What do we got? About 4 minutes left? We got about 4 minutes left. So y'all hang out with y'all. Okay, we're going to go to a break real quick. We're going to run a little ad. When we come back, I'm going to do my other DMA read. We're going to do that again. And then we're going to get to the final take, high school sports, as usual. So y'all stay right here with us.
At Dixon Medical Associates, your health is our number one priority. With over 40 providers, our goal is to bring excellent, convenient, and comprehensive medical care to our community. Dixon Medical Associates, a destination for care.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. We're going to do this read again. Casey's Take, brought to you by DMA Orthopedics and Dr. Anthony Tropiano. Dr. Anthony Tropiano provides patients with prompt, effective treatment using the best technology available and in a manner that is compassionate and understanding of their needs. Dr. Tropiano is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon. Call 615-441-4522 today. That's 615-4522 today. Now, before we get on into the final take, let's see. I got about 2-3 minutes left. I didn't mean to talk that much about baseball, but y'all kind of just know how this show goes. I'm kind of unscripted and unhinged and whatever, which is fine. It's my show. Let me burn it to crap. But high school sports, y'all know the deal. Kids just went back to school. Today is August 4th. Kids always go back August 1st here in Dixon anyway. Football. It's back, ladies and gentlemen. I spent, I want to say 3 days last week out on a football field. No, it was 2 days. No, it was 3 days. Dixon was supposed to host Page. I would have loved to have seen that. I haven't got to see Dixon play yet. At least not a scrimmage or anything like that. So, of course, Dixon Friday, they're having a little booster barbecue type deal. So is Creekwood, both schools. Both high schools are going to have the middle schools come and do a scrimmage at about 6. And then at 7, the high schools are going to have a scrimmage of their own. Dixon is playing against Montgomery Central, I want to say. And Creekwood is playing against White House, I do believe. That might be completely wrong. I feel like that's right. I wrote a whole article on this last week, guys. I've slept since then. I don't know what to tell you. I've had my mind on bacon and eggs since I got up this morning. So there's no telling how poorly this show has gone because all I've got on my mind is food. But we have football coming up, and y'all know how it is every year around August. It's too hot for me to be out there all day long, but these kids, thank God, they're in good shape. They're going hard at it. They're trying to get prepared. They're trying to get ready. I know people in this town are ready for some football. I know the folks over in Cheatham are ready for some football too. This Friday night, we've got some teams playing. I want to say Harpeth. Yeah, Harpeth is at home. They're hosting somebody. Cheatham and Sycamore, I believe, may both be on the road. But just about everybody's got a scrimmage this week. So I think Sycamore plays their first soccer game tonight. We're running out of time. I got to make it quick. We've got a few other things going on here in high school sports, local area. Football. It's almost here. So you guys, you made it. Just take a deep breath. We just have a little bit further to go, but we're on the home stretch. But that'll be it for today's show. Like I said, we've got a few things we got to change. I've got a spot at the office, so y'all don't get to look at my wood panel anymore, even though I love my walls back here and my photo from 1742. So, but thanks for hanging out with us. Hopefully, maybe next week, a new show in a new area. Maybe, I don't know yet. But this is Casey's Take, brought to you by DMA. Come back and see us next week.